Evening, everybody. What a beautiful night it is. Look at that sky out there tonight. Fantastic. I'm having a problem. I don't know what day it is. Is anybody else losing track of time? You staying home like this for those of us who are staying home right now. It is indeed Tuesday. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Sun is staying up later. That's always got to make you feel better. If you're new to the program, let me just tell you a little bit about what we do. This is positivity. Positivity. This is all about positivity. We have all the negative news that we can get and handle during the day. We're all fearful and worried and anxious, so this is a chance for us to grab our tea, grab our coffee, grab our glasses of wine, maybe sit around and read some of the comments off to the side. Say hi to everybody. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Linda's there. Jeanette, Susan. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight, and let's get to it, shall we? By the way, if you do want to send me an email, send me ideas about what you'd like to see on the show, just you want to pass on some positive news as well, First Aid for Your Mental Health at gmail.com, or you can just go to my Twitter account at Kevin Frankish. Darlene just joined us. Hello, how are you? How's everybody doing today? How is everybody? We're now, 2 weeks into this for some people. We're into our second week. A lot of people are going to be home tomorrow. A lot more people are going to be home as more services and places are closed as of tonight, as per the orders of the Premier for non-essential services to close up. Hello to Rhonda and Thelma thanks for joining us. We also learned today that electricity rates are going to be going down for the duration of this isolation. So that's good news there. Linda's just joining us from Perth. How you doing? First time joining. And so, and I hope I'm saying it right, Samias. So it's all about being positive. It's about trying to get through this together. It's about working together. So today I've been asking people, what are you doing? What are your lists? I need your lists. What are some sleeping tips? By the way, next week on Monday, I'm going to be talking to a sleep expert about how to get a better sleep and how to get to sleep when you have trouble getting to sleep. Very important, because sleep is everything right now. You need that sleep. The less sleep you have, the more anxious you are, the more stressed you are, the more you want to eat, and it's just a downward spiral. So we're going to be talking about that next week as well. Tomorrow, I have a nice surprise for you tomorrow. Erin Davis is going to be joining me tomorrow with all of her positive energy, for sure. She'll be joining me tomorrow as well. So looking forward to seeing Erin Davis. Nicole from Japan. Hi from Japan. How are you? Mike Robin, I actually had a day off today. Spent it socially distancing myself. People, please, you've got to do that. I know you think you're not carrying it or someone you know is not carrying it. One way it is being spread is by people who are asymptomatic, people who are not showing any symptoms, any signs of COVID-19. So I know it's tough. I know it's difficult. You can't get together in groups. You can't go visiting people. You can't get together, sadly, until the isolation is over. Cher, hi, Kevin, healthcare worker here. Love my job, but I'm exhausted from working so much. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. I have I don't know if you can see how red my eye is. I've actually got, some irritation in my eye. And it feels weird because everyone's afraid of COVID. I'm like, this is bothering me right now. So if you're wondering what that big red, why my eye is all red like that, that is what it is. I'm going to have to go get some Polysporin. So let's get to it. What are you doing? What are you doing to beat the stress, first of all? So we're going to go through a number of lists for you right now. So here's our first list. And the list of what you are doing for stress busting: running, yoga, and meditation. Trying anyway. I know. Keep at it. Keep at it. My arcade game table from Aaron. Lori is doing jigsaw puzzles. I'm doing those too. I'm kind of doing them online though. Ballet classes on Instagram from the National Ballet of Canada. Online cross stitch via Facebook. I love that. And crocheting. A lot of people are crocheting. What? Look at this one, though. Here's a woman who picked up the paints for the first time in a while. And she did this just the other day. That's from Lisa. That is absolutely beautiful and probably would not have done it had it not been for this time. So let's see what some of the answers are online for you right now as well. Darlene says puzzles and games. Yeah, the games, dusting off the board games, or are you playing games on your phone? House cleaning, walking the dogs. Dogs are getting walked a lot lately. Don't forget, you got to stay away from people. You can talk on the street, but just make sure you're at least, 3 meters away, 6 feet away, at least that much. On paint by numbers. Paint by numbers is all right. That's all right. I mean, I couldn't do anything other than paint by numbers or like that. Learning to knit. And you know what? There's so many YouTube videos of people who want to learn things. You can learn a different language right now. So hopefully you're making the best use of this time. Preparing donation bags for diabetes to pick up when this is over. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. The Diabetes Association does that. They pick these up, and it does help raise a lot of money. That was beautiful artwork, by the way. Thanks, Mike, for commenting on Lisa's artwork. Let's go to another list. This one, all important, sleep. Sleep is hard to do at the best of times when our mind is racing 1,000 miles an hour, but especially in this time when we're stressed out, we're anxious, we don't know what's going on, and in some cases, we're getting too much sleep. And then that affects you the next day because then you can't fall asleep. So some very quick suggestions now from some of you, and this is our next list, sleep tips right now. Now, earplugs. Yeah, a weighted blanket. A lot of people are doing that. Adjust the temperature and light. No phone in bed. The app Calm. I use that as well, and they do have free sessions, and they have storytelling. Just count. 1, 2. Your brain is going to get tired. It's like counting sheep. Another open book, talking books, specifically a talking book I've already read and liked. Melatonin, that's always a choice by a lot of people. Go talk to your pharmacist to give you some more advice. I tune in some white noise. I'm one of those people who dreads going to bed. There's a lot of people like that. So you know what? Using journals like Ellen, I spend 20 minutes before bed writing in my Golden Nugget journal. And that's one great way to deal with stress and anxiety is put it on paper. My doctor suggested this to me last night. He prefaced with saying, there is no science to explain why this works, says Christine, but it often does. Visualize yourself as a dolphin going deeper into the ocean. Light changing, seeing fish sounded crazy, but I was desperate and it worked. Okay, Christine, you know what? I think that why not? Anything, any port in a storm. So tonight, folks, think of yourself as a dolphin and going deeper and deeper and deeper. Just visualize that. A friend of mine said that she wiggles her toes and her feet until she falls asleep. It works for her. I tried it. Didn't work for me. So what works for some people doesn't work for others. Deb says peppermint oil on the back of my neck and temples. Yeah, that's there are so many different oils and out there as well. Chamomile loose leaf tea. I hear a lot about chamomile tea. That's very relaxing and de-stressing. Meditation is always a good idea. And if you can get to doing that daily, yoga nidra, but you have to train yourself. And there are lots of good apps. There are so many apps out there, and there's a lot of apps that are offering services for free right now, especially for working out. Did you lose your sound? Someone said I've lost my sound. Are we going out okay, Parker, right now? Can you still hear? This is Yeah, okay, good. All right. Sorry about that. Hello, Afsha. So, Michelle, hopefully you got your sound back. Yes. Chamomile tea. I like a nice mint tea, but just make sure it's caffeine-free. Listening to ocean waves. There are a number of YouTube videos that are crashing wave sounds or creeks running or birds singing they can go for 8 or 9 hours, and you can put that on your phone, just leave it beside your bed, turn it down. And another person had said that they like to just put the noise in their ears so it seems like they're on a flight, because a lot of people can sleep on planes, no problems, right? Lavender drops on your pillow. I've done that before. Sleep opportunist. Okay, hold on. Sherry, you're going to have to expand. Sleep opportunity direction on the bed end for end. Sherry, you got to expand on that. I'll watch for that. My TikTok game is strong. Yeah, for sure. Now, I'm waiting for Sharon. I want to go to another list. Well, hold on. I'll just see if she comes up here right now. Has anybody noticed as well that the traffic or the lack thereof it? If you are, Okay, Susan just said breathe with the waves. I've never really thought about that, but it makes sense. So if you are going to listen to waves crashing, try and match your breathing with it. That's a really, really good idea. A lot of my coworkers use the Noise app. There are lots of white noise apps. And like I say, they can even have city noises. They can have trains in the distance. They can have wind. So there are a lot of apps out there. Another one was that weighted blanket. A lot of people are using weighted blankets. It does help to de-stress. Opposite. So sleep opposite direction on the bed. Really, Shay? Really? Okay. If that works. So you're saying one night put your head at one end and then the other night put it at the other end? Yeah, Calm is indeed a great app. In fact, I've put a call in to the woman who runs Calm and hoping I can get her on to chat with me. And that might happen sometime next week. Thunderstorms and lightning storms, definitely. So the other list I wanted to get to today was the list of the brighter side. It's not all bad, okay? It's not all bad. It is. There are some positive things to come out of this, so I've been asking people for those positive things. Here we go. Sorry, that was the brighter. Hold on. Okay, the brighter side. Time to take walks with my family. I didn't change that, by the way. More times with pets and family members. I like how they put pets first, but yes, there is a lot more time with that. Other brighter side, how much effort my friends are taking to socialize. For sure. Everyone is getting back in touch with each other again. I'm sure you've talked to people maybe you haven't talked to in a while. A lot more birds singing. There's not as much traffic, not as much pollution. Knowing my neighbors care. Been checking regularly to see if I need anything. Brings out the best in people. I've had some time to reevaluate my life and have decided to make wholesale changes both personally and professionally. That's commendable. I'm pleasantly surprised my kids are getting along better than they normally do. Greater appreciation for family, sleeping in, being home with our teenage kids, connecting, doing things, cooking, crafts, games, talking, laughing. We missed out when they were younger because we were all going in different directions. Getting on with life, we hit pause. So we were all going in different directions getting on with life. We've now hit pause. And I think that's probably the most positive thing that we can really take out of this is that we've had a time to sort of slow down and enjoy. And I think when you can do that, it really does take a lot of the stress and anxiety out. We talked the other day about stress and anxiety and where it comes from. And one thing you have to remember is that you can't get stressed out and anxious about things that you have no control over. Control what you can control. So, what can you control? You can control your attitude. And don't scratch your face, okay? Sorry. You can control your attitude. So, if you can just say, this is me time. This is time I probably never would have had. I can do the cooking and I can do the cleaning or take up something that I've wanted to do or finish a project I've always wanted to finish. So take advantage of this time rather than sitting on the couch and worrying and stressing. Just try and take advantage of this time. Reading for pleasure, a lot of people are reading. My daughter and I made pierogies from scratch, says Michelle. Good for you. Absolutely on the positive note, I have more time for my gardens. The windows got cleaned, probably earlier this year than normal, right? I'm still working, but shorter hours and my mornings are more relaxed before work. And when we look outside too and we see how the sun's going down later and later and later, it definitely is nice if you can get out there and go for a walk. Just relaxing after working as a personal support worker to everybody who is still out there working. And I'm talking about our healthcare workers, so nurses, doctors, personal support workers, but I'm also talking about our transit operators. I'm talking about people working in the grocery stores, garbage collectors, anybody who is out there still working. Thank you very much. Being able to actually spend more time with one another, not just time, but being able to really reconnect. A lot of people are thinking that we may see a baby boom. So what is this? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So probably just in time for Christmas, we may see a baby boom. Some people have been suggesting because of all the people home right now. I'm also feeling a little more positive about our politicians. Nice to see all levels of government working together for the good of the country. Isn't that what it should be? was overcome with the failing. And please, let's send a message to our politicians out there. We, more than ever, need you to work together. I don't think there should be such a thing as an opposition right now. I know there's arguments going on in Ottawa right now about how we're going to spend our way out of this, but we need to work together, and we can't work at opposite ends. There'll be lots of time to go back to fighting each other across the floor in the months to come. But for now, we need Liberals and Conservatives and NDP all working side by side. We really need you now. And we need people to stop complaining right now. This is why we want to be positive. There'll be time later again to figure out who did what wrong, who did what right. We'll do that later. There are a lot of food banks that need your help as well. A lot of food banks. I know the Peterborough Food Bank the other day did a collection drive. What they did is ask people to put food on their porches and their front steps. So I don't know if Daily Bread is going to do that here in Toronto, but I certainly hope that they do. Our shelter, Mike again, who runs a shelter up in Cochrane, our shelter has donated, our shelter was donated a ton of great food from Ontario Northland that had to pull their dining car service on the Polar Bear Express because of the situation. So that's great. 6 meters apart. No, 6 meters or six. It's 6 meters apart, or is it 3? 6 feet. 6 feet. And 3 meters. 2 meters. Just stay apart, okay? Just stay apart. Diana's debating baby boom with me. Funny, since they are limiting birth control pills to 1 month at a time, plus all that time together. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything or surmise. I'm just saying what other people said. As we mentioned, we are going to be talking more about sleep. Linda says, think we needed this. We needed to rejuvenate. That's if we can change our mindset to think that this is necessary time to take a breath. How many times have you said this world is going so fast, I can't keep up? Well, now you can catch up. Now you can catch up. Hello from Belleville. Thank you very much, Joanne, for joining us, and thank you to everyone who is joining us. I'm going to make this a short one tonight, because first of all, I don't have a guest, and you don't want to hear me blather on for too much longer. I want to check in. I'm going to do it every night at 7 o'clock. I want to check in with you. I hope you take a few minutes to check in as well. If you miss any of these episodes, they're on my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is, where is that? Is it this one? Yeah, there it is. YouTube.com/Kevin Frankish channel. YouTube.com/Kevin Frankish channel. And see, I'm doing all my own directing and switching and audio and all that. That's why maybe the technical problems are kind of running rampant here. So you can go to youtube.com/Kevin Frankish channel to watch old episodes. You can also email me for firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. Thanks for doing this, says Mona. It's my pleasure. It's not much that I'm doing. You know what? I'm sitting here and I'm talking, but it's what I do. I'm a communicator. I'm a journalist. I'm a host. So that's what I do. That's what I can do. What is it you think you can do to contribute to people right now? What talent do you have that maybe you could contribute to people right now? Agree. Let's stop complaining and let's get together on this. It would be amazing if we all did get together. And stay home. Please stop listening to the people who say this is all media hype. This is not. This comes from the World Health Organization. All right, it definitely does. It goes with stats. It goes with facts and figures. Yes, if you watch the media too much, and I've always been telling people, turn off the news. Just watch it maybe twice a day for about 5 or 10 minutes. That's it. It may seem like it's media hype. It's not. We still have numbers that are skyrocketing right now. We have people dying. So at this point, and again, I'm going towards a negative. I apologize for that. We need to do this right now. Take a breath. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a couple of months that we're going to be in this kind of situation. Whether or not we can stand a lockdown for that long, I hope we can. I just don't know. This is Phyllis. I have not left my house since January 3rd. I have severe anxiety. I only got it 4 years ago. Not sure why I make it up every excuse not to leave, even to doctor's appointments. I called an ambulance once. My chest was so tight, EMS said it was anxiety. I said no, and sure enough, I got hooked up, and the docs looked it over. It was a heart attack. Okay, so please don't confuse the two of them. Trust your body. Quite often, signs of an anxiety attack, a panic attack, will mimic that of a heart attack. And quite often when people go in, that is exactly what happens, and doctors say you've had a heart attack, but an anxiety attack, but they always do err on the side of caution. So if you go into the hospital, they won't just say, okay, you have an anxiety attack, but we'll just let you go. No, they will make sure. So I hope that you're recovering. I hope you're doing well. What do you say to someone who is not social distancing and used mental health as an excuse to keep going out? You can go out. You just can't get near people. You can't get near other people. This is real. This is not hype. So by going out, you could kill someone. Bluntly, plainly, you could kill someone if you're going out and getting into contact with other people. Just because you don't have any symptoms does not mean you're not carrying it. In fact, a lot of people get infected by people carrying it. We're also finding now more of the infections are happening in what they're calling clusters. So it's about half of them now, not just people who are traveling anymore. It's people in clusters, people who live here. So if you're going to go out and meet some friends at the park, or you're going to go to somebody's house and then come back, you could be responsible for spreading this. It's tough. I know it's tough, and that's why we want to do this every night, is we want to talk about the stress and the anxiety and try and get you over that. Hang in there. If we all do this, the more we adhere to this, the shorter the lockdown and the isolation will be. The more people keep going out and passing amongst each other, and you can walk down the street and see people who are just, buddy with other people, or going to the parks, things like that. Respect people's space. Respect it. Because you're just prolonging the agony. Because if this lockdown is lifted and we go out and it happens again, there's going to be another lockdown. And this has happened in other places around the world. So if you are watching this on YouTube, would love it if you would like this and share this video. I would like to get as many people in our little club at 7 o'clock every night as we can. If nothing, just to spread the optimism and the positivity. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get through this together. I know there are a lot of people out there. If you're fortunate enough to be shut in with people, that's wonderful. That's great that you have company, and maybe they're driving you crazy, but yet you have people there with you. I want to talk to the people who are by themselves, and there are a lot of you out there. There are people who live alone. There are people who are alone and their loved ones are shut in somewhere else. And that's tough. That's really, really tough. I encourage you in some ways to reach out. Get on social media. There are lots of Facebook groups for all of us. And in fact, if you know what, the little comments that you're making here, everybody who's typing in comments, can you send some words of encouragement to people who are anxious and scared and alone? I would love to hear this. We can't go out after 2 weeks have passed. I don't think so. I don't think so. The idea, 2 weeks is the incubation period. We're still seeing this the cases spike. It may be the case that they say, no, we can't stand it anymore. Everybody, you can sort of go back to somewhat your normal lives. But the World Health Organization is not advising that, and doctors are not advising that. They're saying this isolation should go until probably summer. And don't be surprised if it does. So I'm shut in with a mean adult kid. Yeah, you know what? That can be tough. I got an adult kid too. He's a real jerk. No, he's not. Can we talk more about the certificates on my wall? They're all fake. This is all fake. They all came with the frame. That's it. I'm lucky to be with my family. My mom is alone and in lockdown. There are a lot of seniors who are. Assuming your mom is a senior. I apologize. It's her I worry about. We call often. Everyone needs to call people and talk. We were talking the other day about sidewalk chalk. If you have a seniors residence somewhere near you and you're out for a walk, get some sidewalk chalk and write some messages for them. please. Are you safe, Sandy? That's you know what? I shouldn't have just gone over that because Sandy said I'm shut in with a mean adult kid. And yes, we should make sure that person is safe. There are still lots of places to call. There's a lot of churches that are doing a lot of visits, virtual visits for people. I leave the TV on all night. Forensic Files of all things, says Sue. I'm upstairs, husband and man cave. We rake leaves, we go for a walk, bake, just to be safe. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much for that comment, Debbie. Let's do just a couple more, then I'm going to let you go back on with your night. Linda Miles, I do not. Usually I work and local meetings are held through business hours. I live in Perth, previously in Brooklyn. Don't forget about FaceTime, Skype, etc. Great tools to keep in touch. If you're by yourself, video chat with a friend, do live feeds like this, have a relaxing bath. You can meet people on Facebook and Facebook groups. There's a lot of groups out there for people. So just go on Facebook. All right. Well, I work at Walmart in Hannon. Disappointed with the amount of families that are coming in with their children. Okay, I guess I can see if they're young, they got to be with them. It'd be better if they did stay at home. But yeah, we've got to practice this social distancing. We've got to practice this isolation as well. You can go out. So you can go out, get some exercise, go enjoy the beautiful day. You just can't go near anybody else. We want this to be over sooner rather than later. We're not seeing any signs yet of the numbers of the curve, coming down. Keep our fingers crossed. As long as we are all in this together and work at this together, then we can bring that curve down and we can get back to normal life. But the question is, will life be normal after this? We have not had a world event like this since 9/11. And think of the changes that have happened since then. I'm not talking about security changes. I'm just talking about, is it possible we're going to have a change in attitude? Are we going to appreciate our lives more? Are we going to appreciate each other more? Are we going to turn the TV off more, maybe? Are we going to play games more often? Who knows what changes will come with this? It's really my hope that this will make us better. So in the end, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So in the end, I'm hoping that we can not only overcome, but we can come out of this kind of a new human being, one more aware of yourself, aware of the time, aware of the moment, and enjoying the little things in life. Tomorrow, I'm so thrilled. Erin Davis, yes, Erin Davis is going to be with me tomorrow, joining me via Skype. She will be joining me from her home out on the West Coast. She says she has a beautiful view of the ocean she wants to show me. I told her I don't want to see that. Erin, if anybody can make us smile, it's our good friend Erin Davis from CHFI, formerly of CHFI. She is now, of course, a best-selling author. She is a public speaker, and she is a motivational speaker. And she is probably one of the most positive people I know. So I'm looking forward to chatting with Erin tomorrow, and I hope that you are too. Well, folks, that's it for me for tonight. I'm going to come back again tomorrow when we talk with Erin. In the meantime, don't forget, send in emails to firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. And you can also go to youtube.com/Kevin Frankish channel for any of the episodes that you may have missed. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Stay home. Stay apart from other people.